So I'll keep going on that topic, and then so for example, you have reached your financial freedom. So how can you pass that on to make your kids improve on that? But I see many scenarios that legacy never pass on, and the kid maybe start over again working at Starbucks. So here's several scenarios that doesn't work. So I have a relative who have three wife and many kids. So even though he had millions of dollars, when it's split between the kids and their lifestyle, I really feel those money won't really have any impact and it will just be gone in. It's like a drop of water in the ocean. It won't have any impact. Second is the kids may not able just lose all the money, or the person just retire, sell the home and retire themselves. So the way I think is, if life is hard and you have to work so hard your life, why make your kids start over again? And another thing is, I was looking up what's the best way to develop child's potential, and it says love them conditionally. Yeah, don't get me wrong, that's what you should do, but does love they make them a piano prodigy or a violinist or a ballet dancer? I don't think so. So why don't people take a step further? I mean, most people, normal person would love their kids anyway. So, and I know people will jump up and say, "Oh, you are forcing kids to do something they don't like," and which is not true. And I want to say the hobby can be developed. You can guide them and lead them. Nothing should ever be forced. And I'll tell you, most of the people or kids, they don't really know what they want. So they are just wasting their youth away. Um, Instead, you should guide them, nurture them to a hobby which you are already expert on. And second thing is, uh, I will talk from my parent perspective. Um, from my experience, since my parents are immigrant and their parent probably have been to World War II, so for me, I think their life goal is all about surviving. But I think I'm taking the to the next step. I'm comfortably survive. So my next step is to dream big and go to. I'm an engineer, and right now I'm funding my own project with the money I earn from a job and using my skill as an engineer to develop a project. So think about how hard that would be for me. That didn't stop me, but I know many entrepreneurs like Bill Gates. They have parents who have money and support knowledge wise. So I know my parents have a lot of money saved up, but they rather put it in really low risk investment than to ever believe my invention or project, because to them that's a waste of time and I should just live a normal average life like everybody, raising average mediocre kids. But that's besides the point. So um, so if that's how Bill Gates become big, because the parents support them based on knowledge and financially. So, and another thing is, I feel a lot of times people dismiss, they think they are kids, so they wouldn't understand and they would dumb down a concept when they explain to them. And I always talk to my niece and nephew like adult, and actually I always surprised on how fast they can grasp new concept or how fast they're creative. So, but if another adult overheard the conversation, they immediately dismiss the kid, and they will say they are just kids, so they don't know, or they don't even try to pay attention what the kids are trying to tell them. To them it's just kind of like a dog barking, so they just block out that noise. So I think that's completely opposite of when they see the kid dancing and they think, oh, the kid is so talented. And next I want to describe how you should motivate the kids to develop the talent. So, for example, I remember as a kid, and my parent would put me into piano class, but I never once thought that was fun. I just remember I would not perform the exercise well, and I'll be frustrated because I don't know how to perform it well, and I'm impatient. And then I get scolded or disciplined because I'm not doing well. So imagine that. So how would you have fun learning that piano? Um, Same thing as my mom is a grammar expert, and and so all the time I would hear corrections. So it's like playing a piano. You cannot enjoy playing a good piece, but you being stopped multiple times on one line. So that just discourage you. And then one day I met a guitar teacher, and he was showing me a new song I'll start to learn. And when I hear that, I thought, wow, I'll be playing that beautiful music. So that really motivated me. There was nothing about music theory or how to read music or the beats, which I lack knowledge on. So I was encouraged because I know it's not the right way to learn guitar from tabs or your notes. You should be able to read from music sheet. But to but once the child can play the song and think that's a beautiful song, they become motivated, and then they can go back to learn the boring, dry theory that backs up that music. So you guys can give me idea on what talent you would like your kids to develop, and then I can think of how to make that being motivating. And another conversation I have is which back to the starting business and entrepreneur. I was talking to a friend, and he said he will listen to his child and let his child propose a business idea, and he will determine if it's a good idea, and then he will fund him. So although on paper that sounds like a better than my own parent, because my parent will not really consider my idea. So even though he's open to considering, but here's what I think that method is flawed. So probably like my parents and him will find the idea is not good or risky. And that's expected because we are not, for example, Bill Gates' parent will not know will probably not have the knowledge that or the vision why Microsoft will become big or why touchscreen on smartphone will be revolutionary for Steve Jobs. Our parents won't be expert like that, just like you won't be expert like that. So what I think is only the market knows the answer. So, and we live in an age where we have internet, which is a great tool, and you can easily test the waters and try your idea on a small scale to see if it's proven. And you can there's many eBay, Craigslist, and Amazon. I know people will start laughing, and these are the people that dismiss these ideas. So, for example, you guys can suggest what business idea you have. For example, I will speak from what I know of, which is car repair and car selling used cars. So probably there are people who will say they need millions of dollars and they need to rent a lot and have 10 so many cars like CarMax in a parking lot to start a business. And that's not true, because for cars, the good thing is you can sell one car or 10 cars. So so there are used cars from $3,000 to $5,000. And I started doing that. So I would, whether that's forum or app or Facebook, and find people selling cars. And usually I go to the not so popular ads. I guess my point is you can try your idea on small scale with small money to see if it works, and before you investing a lot of money. And you can, once it start working, you can invest more. And that's how business work, whether that's getting loan from bank or getting loan from parent, because nobody want to waste money away. I see that could go wrong too. So if the parent is too trusting and then a lot of money could be wasted, that's not a good thing either. So, and many technical entrepreneur, they also started when they're working and they see there's a business, say. So let me go back to my car example. So I would go to those not so popular forum or social media place where people that are posting cars. I found it funny because I thought, who's going to see that ad and sell their car? And surely, because when you go there, you can really lower their price. What I go was where international students are going back home, and although that sounds like taking advantage, but I always offer higher price. I can match a CarMax price. So and however, most of the time they will be upset because but until CarMax offer them, then they realize that's all they can get. So my point is, I would buy the car, and like back to my point about social media, even before I pay the car with hard money, you can post an ad of the same car and see if you get interest. That's what I mean by testing waters on internet. And to know if people willing to pay for that car at that price. That way you will know if you buy the car, if you're able to make money. Say you're prepared to buy the car for 4,000, but you post the ad for 4,500, but nobody replied to your ad, then you pretty much know you will lose money. And I have failed I don't want to say several times, maybe 1 or 2 times, but then but it's not completely fail because you may lose a couple $100 because you're selling below what you paid for. But you're not going to lose the whole $1,000 because you still have the car in your hand. And that's still way better than many people I've seen giving thousands of dollars to scammers, like crypto mining in somewhere. So even crypto mining, so why not buy your own machine and mine? So you may lose money on electricity, but you're not going to be scammed out of $1,000. And also, you still have a machine you can resell, or you can invest in crypto. So I kind of digress, but this is basically on how to make your kids better than you and develop their talent, and how to start a business yourself, or how to help your kids start a business.